Hello, how's it going tonight? Okay, great. So many punctual people. This is wonderful. All right, let's get right to it, shall we? Hello, my name is Devin. If you haven't met me before, thank you for joining me tonight for an hour-long yoga class. So, if you're new to my yoga classes, this is going to be a mix of traditional hatha postures. So we really don't need any special equipment. If you have a yoga block or a strap, you're welcome to grab that and use that tonight. But really, just a yoga mat is all we need. If you don't even have that, just some carpeted floor will be a little bit more comfortable when we're down on the ground. But at the beginning of every yoga class, I ask you to check in with how you're feeling tonight and just notice any body parts, muscles, joints, whatever that are tight or sore. Maybe you know the reason, maybe you don't, but just be aware of that area of the body so you can be gentle when you need to, and maybe you can find a little bit more of a stretch in that area. Gently, of course, if that feels best for you tonight. We always want to be stretching and feeling good about our movements. If anything feels off to you, whether it's pain or just making you uncomfortable for whatever reason, just ease back. And the beauty of this, especially when we have a nice virtual practice, is that no one can see you. Don't worry about it. Just catch up when you're ready. This is your practice and your hour. So we're going to get started tonight in child's pose. So let's come to our mats, bend our knees, set our hips back on our heels, and it's your choice. You can walk your hands straight out in front, lowering your forehead to the mat, or maybe you want to bring your hands around to the back of your body. Let them rest on your heels. Whatever arm position works best for you and feels best. Let your upper body relax. Bring your forehead down towards the floor. If this is too much of a stretch at the beginning of your practice, just stack one fist on top of the other, rest your head on top, or maybe even keep your elbows bent and rest your head in your hands. So we're just going to take a couple nice deep breaths here. I want you to feel the way the back really expands with each breath. And sometimes we think of only our chest and our abdomen when we breathe, but we really want to breathe into the upper back and into the sides of the ribs as well, really using the entire lungs to breathe deeply. And now let's gently lift our head, neck, and chest all the way back up. Bring our shoulders back, stack them over the hips, and do a couple nice circles of the shoulders. So really lift them up, squeeze the shoulder blades together as you lower them back down behind the body. So wake up those muscles of the upper back. And don't forget to breathe deeply. And then go the opposite direction. Good, and we're just gonna do a little twist. So let's lift our right arm up as we inhale. As we exhale, drop it back behind our toes, look over the right shoulder. We're just warming up, so nice, easy movement. And let's come back. Inhale, arm up. And exhale it back to our lap. Opposite side, left arm, inhale. Exhale, lower, looking back over the left shoulder. And let's inhale that arm up. And exhale it to our lap. Good. Moving forward, we're going to walk our hands out in front of us on the mat. Spread the fingers wide and plant the palms under the shoulders. You may want to walk the knees a couple inches apart from one another. They should be underneath our hip joint. And we're going to continue to move with our breath. So as we exhale, let's arch the back. Draw the chin towards the chest. Look back towards your toes. Draw the navel in towards the spine. And as we inhale, round the back of the body. Think about diving forward and lifting the crown of the head up, looking upwards. So exhale, arch. And as you inhale, round the spine. So nice, even movements in both directions. We're just gradually warming up the back of the body, all those postural muscles that help us stand tall throughout the day. Getting deep in there, stretching them out as we breathe. Let's do one more. And then come to a neutral spine, so our back is its natural curve. Draw the abs in towards the back of the body to help brace the body and keep it balanced. We're going to inhale our right arm and left leg off of the mat. So our body is nice and long. We're creating a straight line down the length of our body. And as we exhale, bend the right knee, bend the right elbow and the left knee, bringing them towards one another, arching the back. So inhale, lengthen, reach away through the hand and foot, and exhale, round the back of the body. So get the abs involved, keep them engaged, and help you pull the knee and elbow towards one another. If you find that you're really wobbly, just lower the right hand, or you can also just slide the toes back on the mat. Okay, totally up to you. One side of the body is always a little bit more steady than the other, so this may or may not be your side. On your next inhale, let's hold the arm and leg out. Keep breathing deeply. Keep lengthening through the hand and heel. Good. Let's lower the right hand and left knee down to the mat. We'll switch sides now. So draw the abs in, left arm, right leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee and elbow together. Good. On your next inhale, hold the arm and leg out. Keep reaching, breathing, and drawing the abs in. Wonderful. Left hand, right knee, come back down to the floor. Sit your hips back on your heels, coming back to child's pose. This time, keep the arms extended. Maybe you had them back by your heels before, but we're going to continue to drape the chest down over the thighs, maybe inching our fingertips forward, creating a longer line down the outside of the rib cage and the outer arm. And now pick your head up just a couple inches off the mat so we can walk our hands over towards the right corner of the room. As we reach through the fingertips, I'd like you to shift your weight back into the left hip. This is an opposition stretch. We'll feel this stretch down the left side of the rib cage into the lower back and glute. And now walk the hands through center and over towards the left corner of your room, shifting your weight back into the right hip. So if you were wearing a pair of jeans, you'd be reaching into that back right pocket. Good. Let's bring our hands back through center. Lift the hips up. Bring the hips over the knees. And we're going to take our right hand and thread the needle. So the back of the right hand comes to the mat just under your chest. Let's take an inhale. As we exhale, we're going to slide our right fingertips towards the left side of our room. As we slide the right hand to the left, our right shoulder and ear are going to come down to the mat. We should feel this stretch between the shoulder blades. If you're not feeling much of a stretch, you can sit your hips back slightly, or maybe you can reach your fingertips a little bit further to the left. Let's gently release, exhaling, pressing into the left hand, straightening out the left arm, lifting the chest up. And planting the right hand down to the mat under the right shoulder. Switching sides, left hand, back of the hand to the floor, under the chest. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, reach the fingertips all the way over to the right, lowering the left shoulder, the left ear and temple down to the mat. Good. Let's release. Press into the right hand. Begin to straighten out the right arm. Sliding the left hand back. Plant the left hand under the left shoulder. Spread all fingers nice and wide. Curl the toes. Lift the knees off of the mat. Tailbone up towards the sky. Reach back and down through the heels. Finding length down the back side of the body. Both from the hips to the heels and from the hips all the way down into the wrists. Let your head and neck relax, looking both sides, looking up and down. Let go of any tension in the face, jaw, or neck. And now gently walk the feet forward. Bring them towards your hands. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Look at your knees and breathe deeply. So this is our first forward fold of the evening. May feel a little tight. Don't worry, we'll work on that. All right, so just be gentle, let the head and neck relax. If you want a little bit more intensity, you can bring your hands around to the back of the calves or ankles. Not only pulling the chest in, but lengthening, reaching the crown of the head down towards the toes. Excellent. Let's release the legs and just round up, stacking the back until your hips are over your heels and your shoulders are over your hips. And then lift the chin off the chest. Excellent. So let's walk our feet forward towards the top of our mat if they're not there already, coming into mountain pose. So the weight is evenly distributed through the feet. Our shoulders are back, our chest is lifted, and we're just looking straight ahead. We're going to do some sun salutations and continue to move with our breath. Let's inhale and exhale, palms together at the center of the chest. Inhale, lift the arms up, gently arch back. And exhale, forward fold. Keep the knees soft as we bring our hands down to the mat. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up, drop the hips down and forward. Curl the right toes and exhale, bring the left leg back to plank. Inhale and exhale, lower your knees, chest and forehead down to the mat. Inhale, slide forward, press through the palms, roll the shoulders back and away from your ears as you look upwards. Curl the toes, lift the hips up and back, coming into downward dog. And inhale, right leg, big step forward, bring the foot between your hands, lower the left knee and flatten the top of the foot to the mat. Exhale, left foot steps forward, feet together, look at your knees. And inhale, arms up, gently arch back. And exhale, release, arms by the sides. Inhale, exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, forward fold, fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale, exhale, lower, knees, chest, and forehead, or chaturanga. Inhale, slide forward, press through the palms, lift the chest as you look up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Curl the toes, hips up and back, heels reach towards the mat. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. And exhale, release, arms by the sides. Excellent, that was one set. Let's do that again. Inhale, exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up, gently arching back. Exhale, forward fold, fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the right toes. Exhale, left leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower, knees, chest, and forehead, or chaturanga. Inhale, slide forward, press to the palms, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips up and back. Downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. And exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower, knees, chest, forehead, or chaturanga. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest, look up. And exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. And exhale, release. Arms by the side, roll the shoulders back and away from your ears. Coming back to mountain pose, standing tall, noticing our breath. Even it out if you need to. Next, we're going to focus on our balance. So again, for balance, it's really important that we breathe deeply and evenly. We don't want to be holding our breath. Our breath will help us here. So let's work a little bit on dancer pose tonight. So dancer pose is also a great quad stretch. So if you're on a thicker mat like I am, you may want to come off the mat to some wood floor or tile floor, whatever your mat is sitting on, for a little bit more stability. But, mats are great and can be challenging too, so feel free to stay exactly where you are. Let's start by rooting down into the left foot. Spread the toes nice and wide. So the wider we spread our toes, the wider our base of support becomes. Roll the shoulders back and breathe. Shifting the weight into the left foot, we're going to bend the right knee and grab a hold of the foot or ankle. So you may want to pull the leg up, or if you can, pull the heel straight up towards the glute. Whatever works for you, all right? But this is already going to challenge our balance to some degree. Now, this may be where you want to hold it tonight, and that's totally fine, okay? So again, think about your body and what you need to work on. So let's keep our left hand on the left hip, or if you're up for a little more of a challenge, we're going to reach the left fingertips all the way up towards the sky. Our right knee is lengthening down towards the mat, so we'll feel the stretch down the front of the right thigh, the quad muscle. And whenever you're ready, you're going to lift your eyes up, focusing them on a point that's not moving, and begin to hinge forward at the hips. So just a little lean forward, reach your fingertips towards that point that's not moving. And as you lean your arms, chest, and face forward, you're lifting your right toes just up a little bit higher towards the sky. Feeling that stretch through the right quadriceps and hip flexors intensify a little bit, challenging our balance and breathing deeply to help maintain our stability here. If you're wobbly, come down if you need to, and lift back up whenever you're ready. Good, let's release. So roll the shoulders back, stack them over the hip, let your left arm come down to your side, and release the right foot down to the mat. Excellent job. Shake out the legs, roll the shoulders back. Notice your breath. It might feel a little unsteady. That might mean that you're holding a little bit. So we're going to switch to the right side now. Many of us are right side dominant, so this side may be a little bit more steady. Again, might change by the day, by the night, by the hour. Spread the toes wide, right knee is soft, shoulders are back, eyes are focused. When you're ready, bend the left leg, grab a hold of the foot or ankle, pull the heel towards the glute, and press down through the kneecap. So we're starting when we have that leg bent with both thighs parallel to one another, okay? Roll the shoulders back, find that point to focus on, reach the right hand up towards the sky, and when you're ready, begin to hinge forward, reaching the fingertips towards that point, lifting the back toes little by little, and breathe. Let's take one more breath. And then with control, roll the shoulders back, stack them over the hips, lower the right arm, and lower the left foot down. Shake it out. Well done. So let's come back to the top of our mat if we've moved. And we're going to move into triangle pose. So let's take our right foot, step it back about a stride length, rotate the hips, shoulders, and chest towards the right edge of our mats, and glance down. The left heel should point towards your right arch. Arms are extended at shoulder height. Let's inhale. And as we exhale, reach the left fingertips towards the top of the mat as far as you can. When you can't reach towards the left any further, that's the sign that we're going to begin hinging sideways directly over the left leg. So we want to feel this stretch through the right side of the torso and through the left inner thigh. It's not about how low you go, but it's better if you're stacked, keeping your chest stacked over the leg rather than coming all the way down, but bringing your torso forward up the thighs. We want to keep everything back. Good, that way you get the best stretch. Take one more breath here. And then exhale, press through the soles of the feet. Let's lift the arms and chest all the way back up. Keep the left foot grounded exactly where it is, but we're going to rotate the right foot about 45 degrees towards the top of the mat. Let's bring the hips, shoulders, and chest towards the top of the mat as well for revolved triangle. So we're starting with the arms extended, inhaling. As we exhale, we're going to reach the right hand down, ideally placing the right thumb next to the left arch on the mat. If that's not happening tonight, we're just going to place the right hand along the left shin or foot. But the right hand is important because it serves as an anchor. So wherever the right hand is placed, once it's there, keep it steady, open the chest more towards the left, and stack the left shoulder over the right. This is an intense stretch for the muscles on the outside of the left hip, the left thigh, and the left upper calf, the muscles that the IT band connects to. So we want to keep our knees soft, and we're really breathing deeply here. For runners and walkers, this is a tight area of the body, which is why it's so important to practice. Let's take one more breath. Exhale, press into the feet to maintain our balance. Lift the chest and arms up to shoulder height. And bring the right arm back to the right side of the body. Well done. Keep the left foot in place and walk the right foot back for warrior two. Turn your head, look past the left fingers, and as you exhale, bend the left knee, stack it over the heel, point the kneecap towards the middle of the left foot, and breathe deeply. Our upper body is strong and tall. Our shoulders are back away from the ears, and the shoulders themselves are stacked over the hips. Good, let's flip the left hand towards the sky, and on our next exhale, we're going to lift the left fingertips up as we relax the right hand down towards the right leg. Tilt the chin and look up towards your left palm, peaceful warrior. Our legs should not be moving. They're staying steady and grounded, building strength through the left quad and inner thighs. Good, let's come back to warrior two. Shoulders back over the hips, and let's release. Exhale the arms down, straighten out the left leg. Take a deep breath. Excellent job. Rotate the left foot so our feet are parallel now. Bring the hands to the hips. Take a deep breath again. And as we exhale, we'll hinge forward. Once we're halfway down, drop your hands down towards the mat. Draw your chin towards your chest, look through your legs, let your upper body just relax and hang down towards the mat. If you can walk your feet apart, go ahead. That'll add a little bit more intensity. If you can walk your hands back so they're more in line with your feet rather than forward with your feet, you'll also feel this stretch increase. Think about lengthening the torso, reaching the crown of the head down towards the mat. Good. On your next exhale, press into your hands, lift the head, neck, and chest. Walk the heels and toes in until they're under the body. And then let's lift the torso back up. Shoulders back, away from your ears. Excellent. Step back to the top of your mat. Triangle, opposite side. So the left foot now steps back about a stride, hips, shoulders, and chest towards the left side of your mat. Arms extended at shoulder height. Inhale. Exhale, reach the right hand towards the top of the mat and then hinge sideways over the right leg. Let the knees relax. They should be soft, but they're not clenching. Feeling a stretch through the right inner thigh and the left side of the torso. Inhale. Exhale, press into the feet to maintain balance as we lift the arms and torso up. Keep the right foot where it is, and now moving into revolve triangle on the opposite side, we'll take the left foot and rotate it about 45 degrees, hip, shoulders, and chest towards the front of the mat. So the angle of the back leg, the left leg here, can be adjusted depending on your own body and flexibility. So feel free to adjust those toes a little bit further forward if you're feeling too much tension on the back leg. Let's take another breath. And then exhale, left hand down. Again, plant the hand next to the right arch if you can. If not, top of the foot or along the right shin is fine. Use that hand as an anchor to open the chest and roll the right shoulder back a little bit more. We want to feel this stretch all the way down the outside of the right hip and thigh. Inhale. Exhale, lift the arms and torso, bring the left arm back to the left side of the body, and walk the left foot back on the mat for warrior two. Inhaling and exhaling as we bend the right knee, bring it over the ankle, point the kneecap towards the middle of the foot, relax the shoulders back and away from the ears, and just keep the gaze relaxed, looking ahead of the fingers. Flip the right hand up towards the sky, peaceful warrior. Let's inhale, right fingertips up, relaxing the left hand back, breathing deeply. So find length through the fingertips, arm and side body. The left hand is relaxed. We don't want any sideways pressure on the back leg. And release. Arms back to shoulder height. Let them relax to the side. Straighten out the right leg and step the left foot forward. Excellent job. Shake out the legs. Roll the shoulders back and breathe. Good. So take a step towards the back of your mat if you're not already there. Bring the feet again under the hips, parallel to one another. Inhale, both arms up. Bring the biceps next to the ears. Create a nice long line down the length of your body. And as you exhale, hinge forward at the hips. So think about maintaining that straight line from your hand to your tailbone until you can't fold forward any further. And then let your arms relax. Relax your head towards your legs, keeping the head and neck relaxed. And breathe. So we want to, little by little, relax deeper into this posture. So that looks different for all of us. So that might be letting our chest relax deeper, or it might be gently straightening out the legs a little bit more if they've started out really bent. So hold for a couple breaths, noticing what's tight in your body, your lower back, your hamstrings, and just breathe, focusing on that area, letting it relax as much as possible. Sometimes it can be helpful to just gently swing or sway left and right a little bit, kind of elongating those muscles along the spine, letting them really relax. Same with the head and neck, just very gentle movements side to side. Sometimes there are just some muscles that are still a little clenched, even when we think we're completely relaxed. Now let's make this a little bit more active. We're going to bring our hands to the back of our calves or ankles. And we're not only pulling the chest in, but we're lengthening the torso and reaching the crown of the head down towards our toes. So we did this early on in class. Let's try it again now that we're more warm. So we keep breathing deeply. And once you're in a more intense position, maybe you can walk your hands down a little bit further. If it's too much, just ease back at any time. Good. Let's bring our hands around to the front of our shins and lift the head, neck, and torso. Elongate the spine. Keep the upper body parallel to the mat. Let's take a full breath. And exhale, fold forward again. This time, planting the hands on the mat, bending the knees, lifting the heels off the floor, sitting your hips back down to meet the heels. So we're coming into a crouching position, balancing on the balls of our feet. And I'd like you to work on walking the hands back towards the body so you can lift your chest up. Ideally, rolling the shoulders back and stacking them over the hips, lifting the fingertips off the mat if you can. Focus the eyes on a point that's not moving to help maintain balance. And if you've got one or both hands off the mat, you can bring them to your lap, to your heart, or whatever helps you stay balanced. But here we're building strength through the feet and ankles. Excellent. Let's lower our hands back down to the floor for support. Keep the toes tucked, gently lower the knees, and sit your hips back again on your heels. So now we'll feel this stretch through the soles of the feet. This can be a sensitive area, especially if you have plantar fasciitis. If it's too intense, let's lean forward, lift the hips up. We want to feel a stretch. It shouldn't be painful. Okay, so somewhere in this realm might be unique to you and where your practice is tonight. Excellent. Let's lean forward, bring our hands to the mat, flatten the tops of the feet. Now stretching the fronts of the feet and ankles, roll the shoulders back. We're going to keep our lower body in this hero pose position while we work on stretching the arms and shoulders. So let's start by bringing the right arm, keeping the elbow straight, and we're just going to bring it across the chest. Left hand is just assisting, pulling the arm in a little bit closer. We want to feel this stretch through the back of the right shoulder. Good. Let's release. Opposite side, left arm up, pull across. Good. Let's release. Bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back and together, and reach your thumbs away from your tailbone. So open up the chest and look upwards. Let's create some space through the chest and neck. Feeling that stretch through the front of the shoulders as well. Now let's release the hands. We're going to do the opposite movement. Interlace the fingers again. Reach them away from your shoulders, round the back of the body. Drop your chin down towards your chest. Good, let's release. Roll the shoulders back, stack them over the hips. Nice tall spine. Right arm up overhead. Bend the elbow. Use the left hand to draw the right elbow in towards the center of the body. And you can continue holding the right arm in place here, or you can bring the left hand to the lower back, slide it up the spine, and reach the left fingertips for the right. If they're not touching today, that's okay. You can grab the back of your shirt. You can come back to that elbow, or just play around with it. Just keep reaching. Good, let's release. Swing the arms a couple times. And we'll switch sides. Left arm up, bend the elbow. Right hand comes to the left elbow to draw it towards the midline of the body. And then keeping the left arm where it is, right hand comes behind the back, slide up the spine, reach for the left fingers. We'll take the variation you took on the previous side. And release. Excellent job. Swing the arms out a couple times. Well done. Let's walk our hands forward, coming into a plank position. So before we lift up into the plank, maybe you're there already, I apologize. We want our feet at least our own foot length apart, okay? So our hands are under the shoulders, the fingers are spread wide, our shoulders are stacked over our hands, we're drawing the abs in, and our feet are a little bit wider than our normal stance with the feet close together, and that's because we're going to transition into side plank. So let's drop both heels down towards the left side of our mats. Now we're not stacked on top of each other just yet. Press into the left palm and lift the right arm up. So keep drawing the abs in. This is a little bit more intense for the left side obliques. If this is too intense on the body, you can always bend the left leg and lower the outer shin down to the mat. However, if you'd like more of a challenge, you can stack the right foot on top of the left or even float the right foot up towards the sky. Find a point to focus on and breathe. Excellent. Let's rotate back to our plank. Don't forget about your feet. We want to walk them a couple inches apart. Hold it here. And again, we want a quality plank. So we're not moving into downward dog just yet, but keep the hips down. Our eyes are looking about 8 to 12 inches ahead of our fingers. And now we'll move into a right side plank. Heels down to the right, press into the right hand, lift the left arm up. Continue to breathe. Adjust the feet if you'd like more of a challenge. Keep drawing the abs in and lifting the hips up so they're in line with the body. Good, let's come back to plank. Once more. Inhale and exhale, lift through the tailbone now. Here's our downward dog. Straighten out the arms, straight line from tailbone to heels, tailbone to wrists. Looking back towards our feet. Look left and right, up and down, letting go of any tension in the neck. And then on your next inhale, let's take a big step forward with the right foot, come into our low lunge. Try and bring that foot in line with the fingertips, knee over ankle. Sometimes we need to move that foot into place with the assistance of our hands. That's totally fine. But once we've got it there, drop the hips down and forward, reach back through the left heel, making the most of this inner thigh and hip flexor stretch. Excellent. Let's gently lower the left knee down to the floor, flatten the top of the foot as well towards the mat. And then we're going to just inch our hands, climb them up the right leg until they're on the right thigh, rolling the shoulders back, stacking the shoulders over the hips. Now, just because we've moved our shoulders back, it doesn't mean we've moved our hips back. They should stay nice and low. So we're still feeling that stretch through the front side of the left thigh. From here, we're going to bring our hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back and together, reach the hands away from the tailbone. Imagine you're sliding the thumbs down the length of the back leg. So reach your knuckles towards your left heel, chest is lifting, and look upwards. And again, just because we look up doesn't mean we're lifting the hips. Sink them down and forward. Excellent. Let's release. Release the hands. Hinge forward. Bring the hands back down to the mat on either side of the right foot. We're going to shift the hips back. So straighten out the right leg. Shift the hips back and lift the right toes off of the floor. Think about elongating the spine, reaching your crown of your head away from your tailbone as far as you can. And as you exhale, lean down gently. Lower your chest and face towards the right leg. Feel that stretch all the way down the back side of the right leg. The more actively we pull the right toes in towards the shin, the more we'll feel this in the calf as well. Good. Let's take one more breath. And release. Walk the hands forward. Lower the right foot back down to the mat. Sink the hips down and forward one more time in this nice low lunge. And now let's step back to downward dog. So curl the left toes, lift the left knee, step the right leg back, maybe pedal the heels. Notice the way the left leg feels and the right leg. And now on your next inhale, big step forward with the left foot, just switching sides, hips down and forward. Find that alignment, left knee over ankle, hips down and forward, press back through the right heel. Good. Gently lower the right knee, flatten the top of the foot to the mat. And gradually walk the hands up the left leg to the top of the left thigh, rolling the shoulders back. Take a moment, just check in here. And then bring your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulder blades back and together, and slide the knuckles back and down the right leg, lifting the chest, looking upwards. Excellent. Let's release. Release the hands, roll the shoulders back, and then bring the hands down to the mat. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Push the hips back, straighten out the left leg, lift the toes, and elongate the torso. Reach the top of the head away from the hips and bend the elbows, leaning the chest down towards the leg. Good. Let's release. Walk the hands forward. Come back to the low lunge. Take a deep breath here. And then step back again to downward dog. Excellent. From our downward dog, we're going to lift our right heel high towards the sky. Bend the right knee, and we're going to move into pigeon pose. So draw the right knee in towards the torso as we shift the weight forward into our hands. And then lower the bent right knee between the hands. So the right foot is pointing towards the left edge of your mat. Relax the left thigh and the top of the foot down to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest, look upwards. And exhale, release. Bend the elbows, walk the arms out, and lower the chest down towards the right leg. So our upper body, we want to relax as much as possible. So you can bring your forehead down to the mat or towards your hands, or again, maybe elbows bent with your head in your hands, whatever feels the most comfortable for you in order to get the most stretch out of this posture. It's always a good reminder in pigeon pose that we don't want to roll to one side or the other. So our hip bones should be even distance above the mat. Good. Let's gently release, lifting the face, neck, and chest, walking our hands back to either side of the right knee. Curl the left toes, press to the palms, and step back to downward dog. Switching sides. Inhale, left leg up, bend the knee, pull the knee in towards your chest, lowering it down between your hands. Relax the right leg back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward. And breathe. Inhale, lifting the chest, walking our hands back in to either side of the left leg, and exhale, sitting down into that hip. Let's swing both legs towards the front of the body. So take a nice deep breath. We should be sitting up nice and tall, weight evenly distributed on the sits bones. And let's keep our left leg straight, bend the right leg, sole of the foot on the mat. We're going to take the left hand and wrap it around the right leg and bring the right hand behind the back. So before we move our torso too much, we're going to move with our breath. So let's inhale, think about lengthening up through the crown of the head, and exhale, rotate the chest towards the right side of the room and look over the right shoulder. Good. Let's release. Bring the chest forward. And you can slide the right foot back down out in front of us. Switching sides. Bend the left leg. Plant the foot. Inhale. Lift the chest. Right hand wraps around the left leg. Left hand behind the back. And exhale. Open the upper chest and shoulders towards the left. Look over the left shoulder. Good. Let's release. And slide the left leg down. Bring the hips to the center of the mat if they're not there already. Use your abs to roll all the way down with control. And let your arms rest at your sides. Tuck your shoulder blades under the back of the body and take a couple deep breaths. We're going to focus on our abdominal strength, specifically lower abs, as we do some leg lifts. Now, I'm going to cue double leg lifts, which means both legs together, but if at any point you'd like to switch to single alternating leg lifts, go right ahead. It's a little bit less intense to do one leg at a time. Bring your arms down along your sides, palm side down, and then tuck them just an inch or two under the glutes. Tuck the shoulder blades under as well if they've managed to slide back out. And we're going to move with the breath. So let's inhale both legs up, 2, 3, 4. Exhale down, 2, 3, 4. Inhale up, 2, 3, 4. Exhale down, 2, 3, 4. Try not to let the heels touch. Inhale up, 2, 3, 4. Exhale down, 2, 3, 4. Inhale up, 2, 3, 4. Exhale down, 2, 3, 4. Inhale up, 2, 3, 4. Exhale down, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Inhale up, 2, 3, 4. Exhale down, 2, 3, and 4. Heels on the mat. Walk them a couple inches apart. Release the arms and let the whole body relax. Now that we've warmed up our abdominals, we're going to lift into shoulder stand. If you prefer to do a less intense version of this posture, you can slide your mat over towards a wall in your room and lift the legs up, keeping the tailbone and spine and head flat on the ground. If you're moving into shoulder stand, move at your own pace. Of course, we want to keep in mind that you should be breathing deeply. You should be feeling good in this posture. If at any point you don't feel good, let's gently come down, okay? So again, sometimes this can really be impacted if you didn't have any lunch today or you are dehydrated. Sometimes you'll feel a little just uncomfortable, maybe a little lightheaded. So if that's the case, just come down and lay back on your back. So let's use the abs, draw them in towards the spine, bend the knees, and place the arms alongside the body, palm side down. Use the abs to pull your knees in towards your chest as far as you can, and when you can't pull them in any further, press through the center of the palm to lift the tailbone off of the mat. Once the hips are lifted, bend the elbows, bring the hands to the lower back, thumbs wrapping around your waist, and begin to walk the hands up the back of the body, gently lifting the hips a little bit higher. When you feel comfortable here, straighten out the knees, lift the feet up towards the sky, and just breathe deeply. The muscles of the legs should be relaxed. Bring one leg towards your face, reach away through the opposite leg. And let's gently switch directions. And then ease the toes down to the mat overhead, coming into plow pose. Interlace the fingers and lower them down to the mat if your feet have made contact with the floor. If your feet are still floating tonight, just keep your hands on the lower back for support.
And then release the hands, bring them down to the mat, palm side down. Bend the knees in towards the face and slide them down the front of the body, gently lowering the back, the tailbone, and then the soles of the feet to the mat. Pick up the right leg and place the right ankle on top of the left knee or thigh. Reach the right hand through the legs, left hand on the outside of the left thigh, and draw the legs in towards your chest. Feel that stretch in the outside of the right hip, maybe through the right inner thigh. If you'd like more intensity, you can press your right forearm into the right thigh or change your grip and move your hands to your left shin. Let's gently release and switch sides. So right foot to the mat, left ankle on top of the right knee, left hand between the legs and right hand on the outside. Excellent, let's release. And now lower your heels down to the mat, about mat width apart. Let your toes roll towards the outside corners of your room. Bring your arms halfway between your hips and your shoulders, palm side up. And tuck the shoulder blades under the back of the body, opening up the chest and collarbone. Turn your head to the right and back through center and over to the left. And then let your head roll to its natural center. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Let your whole body relax. Let it sink deeply into the mat. And as your body relaxes, let your mind relax as well. Let go of any thoughts, plans, or ideas. Bring your awareness all the way down your body to your feet. And then mentally repeat after me. My toes, feet, and heels are releasing and relaxing. My toes, feet, and heels are released and relaxed. My ankles, calves, and knees are releasing and relaxing. My ankles, calves, and knees are released and relaxed. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are releasing and relaxing. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are released and relaxed. My abdomen and lower back are releasing and relaxing. My abdomen and lower back are released and relaxed. My fingers, hands, and wrists are releasing and relaxing. My fingers, hands, and wrists are released and relaxed. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are releasing and relaxing. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are released and relaxed. My chest, back, and shoulders are releasing and relaxing. My chest, back, and shoulders are released and relaxed. My neck, head, and face are releasing and relaxing. My neck, head, and face are released and relaxed. My mind is calm, my breathing is even, and I am completely relaxed. Gently bring awareness back to your body. Take a deep breath in and full breath out. Gently lift the arms overhead and lengthen the body from fingertips to toes. And then roll onto your right side. And then press back up to a seated position. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace Peace. Namaste. Great job tonight, everyone. Thank you for joining me for an hour of yoga. If you haven't already, please subscribe and click the bell so you can get updates when new videos are released, and you'll also see the updates of when live videos are going to be airing. So I thank you again for joining me tonight. The next live yoga class will be this Wednesday, June 16th at 6 p.m. Eastern. I hope you can make it. Have a great evening.